low with them fly ass chicks who paint them pretty ass lips. With them trap boys out doubling up on bricks. For musicians like myself that was blessed with a glitch. Rap with a package, see what it is. Swerving through traffic like I lost control of the whip. Hurting the competition like I ran over these bricks. Double lines mean nothing when you're hugging the bridge.
I'm gonna let y'all know you in for a good one tonight, baby. We ain't talk you. It's Tuesday. Yeah. Show on Tuesday, let y'all know, all right? Now, let me introduce everything I got going on. First and foremost, let me introduce my co-host, Ryan Thomas, in the building with the big Atlanta Falcons background. I'm loving it, baby. Now, show that jersey off, too. Show that jersey off. Let them know. Let them know exactly what a loser look like, all right? I'm starting it off early, baby.
We got fired.
We also got a special guest in the building, Ronald Enix, okay? His first appearance in the building, all right? We also got another one coming from Pylon to Pylon Podcast. That's my man Jared over there. Jared, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. You know, I think it's my first time on Talk Yours Tuesday, but I'm excited. I've been on a lot of the other shows and follow YouTube, Facebook, all that. Pylon to Pylon Football Podcast. Talking everything football, and I'm ready to bring that and maybe a little bit of MMA knowledge to Talk Yours Tuesday.
Okay. I like that. Another thing I wanted to do, I got to introduce, this guy's usually at work all the time, but for the first time ever, he's home. He's free on a Tuesday. So let's give it up to Ethan Tweedy, a.k.a. Bills Mafia, a.k.a. Milcom.
What's good, everybody?
All right.
No, that's been my nickname for probably a month or two now.
And I also want to give a shout out there to the network.
Most definitely.
Thank y'all for having us on here and letting Talk Tuesday lead your Tuesday. All right. All right. Well, we got that out the way.
TC starting it up already too in the chat.
Yeah, I understand. Well, since we got that one out the way, I say let's go ahead and get on into it. I want to know exactly how do y'all feel so far, man? You know, because there's big news out there about things that's going on. How do y'all feel?
I feel good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel good too. I mean, we are all staying safe in all this coronavirus stuff. We're all staying safe, staying social distancing, wearing our masks, and all that fun stuff. So
that is great. That is great. I'm glad that everybody is safe and everything. We're wearing our mask out there. All right. Happy holidays to those who had a good holiday.
And of course, when you're talking about that, shout out and a special prayer for all those who have lost loved ones, the ones who have given their lives for our freedoms.
Yes, most definitely. And
yes,
that I'm going to end it with that. All right, now this is the QB pyramid. As you can see, we have the MVP, the elite, the solid contributors, the average, the too early to tell, and the need replacing. All right. And here's our QBs. Now, do y'all feel as though anybody should be moved around? And shout out to Mitchell Trubisky for getting put down there and need replacing. Let's put that out the way. Shout out to Mitch.
Mitch is grabbing the water.
Right.
Nah, he can't do that right.
I would have to say he ain't the only one that should be there.
I agree.
Right.
I believe Jimmy Garoppolo need to be there too.
And Philly quarterback Carson Wentz.
Oh, come on, Ron.
Oh, Ron's talking it already.
Get it already.
And I got the bubble wrap beside me.
Get the bubble wrap ready for me.
But
$9.99.
listen, for the first time on the On Point Network, this is what I'm going to say to you, Ryan. I got a large house with a dog house in the backyard. All right? I just want to let you know that.
And
Marcus
says
that Mitchell Trubisky is going to make him some money this year, he says.
That quarterback.
It's too soon to tell that to a Falcons fan.
That quarterback in the backyard. He gonna need a bubble wrap too.
No, it was years ago. But
his name is Jalen Hurts. He's a big dog.
Hey,
Dennis, is there any way you can zoom up on that? On here, there's some of the names on the bottom are Tough to read.
He ankle biter.
Let me tell you something, all right? I am confident. All right, I think that's everybody. You can see that that's Drew Lock.
Yeah.
I am confident.
Shout out to Ron's daughter watching. Ron Enix.
Most definitely. We got
Oh,
Enix
She
in the
said
building.
she commented. She said, "I watched, Dad."
Yeah, but I am confident in Jalen Hurts so much that I'm going to adopt him as my adopted son. That's my adopted son, the Jalen Hurts. All right.
Oh, Daddy Dennis.
Yeah, that's my adopted son.
Hey, Donovan says he's swapping Lamar and Deshaun Watson.
Okay, I like that one. I like that.
Yeah.
But for, like I said, Jimmy Garoppolo needs to be at the bottom.
What is the purple topic again? And blue? What I forgot. It was elite.
The very
There you go,
top.
you see it?
Oh, MVP elite. Solid.
MVP and elite.
I'm not. I may get roasted when Marcus gets on here, but
BJ, what's up?
when Marcus gets on here, I may get roasted for this. But Josh should be at least solid contributor. He should not be just average.
Yes. No, he shouldn't.
Okay.
And that's no homer. He is a solid contributor.
I think if you haven't had 2 good years in the NFL, you're automatically in the green.
Okay, and what would you consider like a good year? Like, I mean, for sure making the playoffs has got to be a good year.
It really depends
Well,
what your criteria is. Everybody has different criteria.
No, I know.
So that, I understand that though. I mean, Mitchell Trubisky had a good year, but look where he at.
Who had a good year?
They didn't have a good year last year.
Oh, they're already starting to roast me in the comments.
Yep.
But that's what I'm saying. Because if you just went off that 1 year, we would be mistaken putting him any higher than where he is, Trubisky.
Exactly. So I guess
that's why I say you need at least 2 good years to be up, like in any.
I think personally, and I know people ain't gonna agree to this, but I think Dak Prescott should be up to elite. That's
what? What?
I think if you're considering
can't.
The names that are in that both those categories currently, he fits with the guys above him more than he does with the guys below him, in my opinion.
That's what I said. I think he needs to be
where
elite.
he is now. He fits more with the guys above him. That if Carson Wentz is up there, Dak Prescott's up there.
That's what I say.
You know what, TC? It's Talk
Well,
Tuesday.
you know what?
I can say what I want. It's Talk Tuesday, baby.
I do have to agree with that. If I'm going to be like 100% objective, you're right. But in that same breath, again, you got to put Josh Allen in the contributor. You know what I mean? Like
that's the dark green.
All right, he keeps saying that. He keeps saying Marcus keeps bringing up the completion percentage for Josh, but I'm like, you realize how many drops did they have last year? I mean, really.
I would put Josh up there if some of those guys are up there. Like, contribute. What's dark green? Is that contributor?
No, that's
average. Dark green is average.
Blue is contributor.
No, I wouldn't.
But I would alone makes him better than average.
Yes, at the end of the day, just pay that.
He'd be in a middle ground. A lot of those guys would be in a middle ground between those two.
No, Dennis.
Next one.
Wait a minute. The other day, you said something.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to ask you, do you see Dallas trading that?
I will get to that.
Don't spoil it, Ron.
Wait.
I will get to that.
Hey,
my bad, everybody.
Marcus Betts, put your seatbelt on for this one.
Hold on a minute. Before you get to that in a sec, I honestly, I know he didn't have a great year last year.
Ricky Bobby,
Tom Brady's moving up one. He's more than just a solid contributor.
Last year he was a solid contributor. No. We're not going to put nothing extra on. All right. Devon Stanfield, Ramona Dye, how y'all doing? What's going on? Ricky Bobby, what's going on?
I don't think Tom Brady's playing at a level.
But hold on a minute. How is Lamar? If Lamar was one and done in the playoffs, then how is he any higher than
Lamar Jackson led all quarterbacks in touchdowns last year,
and he did win MVP. So I mean, it's about
I
hard
ain't
not
right
right now to not put him in.
He led all quarterbacks in touchdowns, and he didn't have a number one wide receiver. I ain't even gonna say that about MVP.
But that is a point. He did have MVP.
And it's literally MVP. That's the category.
Right.
So let's try to move on to these running backs.
All right. Wait. Go ahead with your. Go ahead. Marcus, put your seatbelt on for this one.
No, we're going to running backs. We're just going to running back.
Oh, you just said that. So,
Yeah.
what's up, Ramona?
This is the running back thing. Is pretty much the same.
It's the same.
But here's the running backs. And I'll move it up a little bit for those guys that can't see the ones in the back.
There you go.
There you go. Is that a little bit better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move it over some. A little bit.
Some?
Yeah,
There you
right
go.
there. Right there.
All right. So you got Saquon and Christian McCaffrey at the top. And then the next level is Derrick Henry, Ezekiel Elliott, and Nick Chubb. The third level is Chris Carson, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, Le'Veon Bell, Joe Mixon, Leonard Fournette, Philip Lindsay. Oh, Philip Lindsay made it.
Dennis, I got a problem right now. Derrick Henry, look what he done in the playoff last year.
Right.
He should be up there at the top.
At the elite status?
In my opinion, I don't think he should be there.
I
think
don't.
Saquon Barkley should go down and Christian McCaffrey should be MVP by himself
Whoa,
for running backs. For now. Because Saquon Barkley's been hurt.
He's
been hurt and he hasn't been able to
too.
reach his full potential with that Giants team. But I think going forward, he would be in there.
Right.
We just got to see him stay healthy and we got to see
You got to
him
look at the
produce in
output
that
from
team.
last year too.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He's been held back. It's not his fault that he's not MVP. It's just I don't think anybody's playing at the level of Christian McCaffrey as a running back.
Dennis, Kamara, he don't need to be right there.
He needs to drop down a level?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. I had to go back and look at it myself.
But I like that grouping
why is Melvin Ingram?
Thank you, Ramon.
Why is Melvin Ingram even on? Well, let me make sure I got this right.
Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon. Why is Melvin Gordon on the average? Well, I guess he would be average.
And why Ty Gurley?
Because of everything going on with him lately.
Erie says
Ty Gurley's on the average.
Yeah. Move it up, son, Dennis.
He deserves to be there.
No, he don't.
Yes,
We talking about an MVP.
I consider Austin Eckler.
No knees. We talking about no knees Gurley.
Wait. This
no knees Gurley.
Wait, hear me out.
No. Hear me out. You know
hear me out.
You know that
touchdown last year with 880 yards.
Right. And
Ron, at this point, he is average at best.
No knees. I know he played for your team, so you want to give him that.
No, it's not even about my team.
If he played for the Eagles, you wouldn't say that.
It's about he had 14 touchdowns at 880 yards last year.
The guys are saying the rookies shouldn't be on there, but the rookies are on the too early to tell. Yeah. I don't know. Well, obviously, you see the ones that got to be replaced are James Conner. Shout out to Ramona who's watching, and David Johnson.
I'd like to see what Ramona thinks about that.
Hey, you know what? Let's read the comments, Ethan.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
All right,
let's see what we got for the people.
Ronald Jones needs to go down.
Marcus, I said 880 yards ain't nothing either because it only takes 63.5 yards every game to get you 1,000. Right. So if you only got 880, you ain't do nothing.
All right, we'll start on the running backs because there's so many comments. I'm trying to get. Thomas said he had 1,000 yards rushing. Not 100%. I might be talking about Barkley, but I'm not sure.
That was about Lamar.
62.5. I'm sorry.
I think that comment was about Lamar.
Ramona says she agrees. She said replace Connor.
Okay. I was pretty sure she agreed because we talked a lot last season, and she was just
Nick Chubb is over Kamara and Cook.
I'm sorry. My internet was acting up.
Kellen said 880 yards and no playoff.
Yeah, he was talking about Lamar Jackson having 1,000 yards rushing. But I was talking about him not being the MVP. That was my hot take, but everybody's roasted me on that one. So,
what's going on, Lance? Chadwick, what's going on, Chadwick? Zeke not first. Not first tier, but Barkley is. Yeah, I agree with that, Chadwick. I think that Zeke should be moved up. It should be Christian McCaffrey, Zeke. I agree with that. I think the next.
I would have Barkley on the. I would have Barkley in that top category too.
I think the next.
How many of those top guys have actually? Like, do you think recently have played at like a level where you could consider them for the MVP award?
Definitely
In the last like 2 or 3 years, maybe.
Oh my God.
Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
You think Derrick Henry could have been in consideration for MVP of the
I think he should have been.
season?
Well,
I think Christian McCaffrey
not
is
the
the
full
only one.
last season, but if they was giving out an MVP for the playoffs last year,
Well, yeah, I'm saying the whole regular season because that's what I'm thinking when I see MVP. I'm like, it's somebody who played at that has played.
But if
recently
you
at
but if you show up, but if you show up when it counts, I got to give it to you too. Then
I think Henry should have definitely been in it.
I really think he should have got in it last year. Now, be honest, the man ran through the Patriots.
And Andre would say, keep
he
it
ran through the Patriots for $180.
And Baltimore.
MVP's voted on before the playoffs.
No, we know that. We know that. He ran through.
Yuri agrees. Said that Henry should be up.
He ran through the Baltimore Ravens for $180. Mind you, they both in the top 3 in defense. He ran through 2 of the top 3 defenses.
He made they safety do a spin move.
After further review on that safety, I cannot say anything else about it. Thomas, what we want to say on these airways is we love you. All right.
Chuck Thomas is going crazy here. He said, "Wait a minute, Chuck Thomas is. I think you're a little bit nuts." He said, Vaughn and Tampa will be just like Josh Jacobs. Jonathan Taylor with that Colts line should be a rookie surprise, and Dobbins behind the Ravens line. But Vaughn and Tampa will be just like Josh Jacobs. I don't know about that.
No.
Shout out to
we never know. We never know.
Ismail Monero. How are you?
Marcus said that Henry's a unicorn.
One big difference is he's not going to start. So
Marcus said that Henry's a unicorn, and Ricky Bobby said that he carried that team. TC, TC.
I want to admit something. Ricky, the one that said that we do some damage in last year in the playoffs.
He did.
Yep.
I look at Ricky like he was crazy. I was like, what are you talking about?
I wouldn't say Henry carried that team in the playoffs just because the defense played so well. I feel like
Henry. TC said that Henry doesn't catch the ball. He says he agrees with where he is.
Okay. Kellen Lane said, "Oh shoot, my guy Ronald Thomas and Ryan Enix on the same show." Yep. And Ramona Dye said, "If Henry caught the ball as much as McCaffrey and Barkley did, I would say move him up." I mean, well, that's not really his game. So what was working for him is working.
Yeah,
and it beat two of the top 3 defenses.
But that's kind of where it comes from for me is the fact that a traditional running back who doesn't catch the ball is never going to win MVP in today's game.
But I just think,
but that's not saying they shouldn't. But I understand what they're saying as far as the other running backs catching the ball too.
Dennis, could you swipe over to the
tiers?
Hold on. The beginning of the pyramid, that one?
Yeah. That's what Yuri was making sure he
I just think every year as a running back, you need to try to add something else to your game.
Okay, let's do this.
But let's be honest.
I just go off.
Let's be honest on this part, right? Out of all the running backs that we've seen win MVP, they all have been able to catch the ball, right or wrong.
Right.
Can you go back to the list? To see where.
Yeah, you're correct.
When you look at the category names, it's MVP, Elite. So I think Elite is the top guys, and I think MVP is just that top guy or anybody who's can potentially win the MVP award. And I think Chris McCaffrey is the only running back, right? But besides Barkley, that's why I understand. But he hasn't been as available as you'd like, and all the other things we talked about with Saquon Barkley.
Ricky Bobby said he definitely carried the team a few games near the end of the season. Marcus Betts said McCaffrey is all they have, and he's 50 pounds lighter. Donovan said Josh Jacobs should be 1 tier higher. Marcus Betts said Henry is a one-man gang. TC said that Henry don't catch the ball, don't catch the ball like Barkley or McCaffrey.
We know that.
Thanks. TC said, wake up. Ramona said, I would take Henry in a heartbeat. Marcus said Zeke had 77 catches 2 years ago.
Yeah, because they didn't have Amari Cooper.
Okay, so answer me this.
I just hate saying Derrick Henry carried that team because that defense played so well for the first 2 games.
Let me put it this way. Offensively, he carried them.
Yeah, I would say offensively, but can I say he carried the Titans?
Nah,
that defense played.
Team.
They held the Ravens to 13 or 12 or 13 points. That
right. But Lamar Jackson still had 500 yards.
I'm 13 points.
Ricky Bobby, you're right about that. He said, "Who needs to catch the ball when you can safely carry the ball and truck some suckers?"
And a lot of his yardage was at the end of the game, pretty much.
That's what I was going to ask. Like when we're talking about, whether
Yuri, he's not Yuri,
and run the ball.
They had the rest,
or whether they just run it. What's the difference in yards between
Tennessee to do both? They got a running game and they did throw the ball.
Okay, no, but I'm talking about just the running backs. What's the difference in yardage? Like, how significant is it with the running backs that can run and catch the ball, and versus a running back like Derrick Henry who just basically runs the ball? Like, what's the difference in yardage is what I'm asking.
It ain't that much difference because he led the league in rushing. So
I know McCaffrey basically had the same, almost the same.
So do you see what I'm saying?
Right. I see what you're saying.
So to me, even though he doesn't catch the ball also, I still feel he should be up in that category. Because that makes it his specialty.
For MVP, I feel like if you're comparing him to McCaffrey had almost the same amount of yards and basically the same amount. I think he had one less touchdown, but he also had 1,000 yards receiving.
Well,
he was their offense.
Right, as Michael said, he was everything over there. So
right,
and that's why he got paid like he got paid.
That's all the Carolina got.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's all they have.
Let me go to the next one, fellas. Let's go to the next one.
Do it.
Here's the next one. The top underrated players.
I'll finish out the comments on here. Yuri said, David Johnson isn't a solid guy anymore. No, he's not.
No,
definitely not.
Marcus said, and CMC can't run the ball like Henry. LOL.
That's not true at all. He has more to his running game actually than Derrick Henry.
Kellen says, welcome to Talk Curious Tuesday with Ron Thomas, Dennis Holmes. Rise up on point. Please like and share the show. Thank you. Marcus says, Henry punishes defenses. He literally beats defenses into submission. That's true.
Yes.
But Ricky Bobby says, this thing is, several of these guys are dynamic in different ways, he said. TC said Henry's a one-trick pony.
No.
Come on.
He's not a one-trick pony. He just has a specific specialty. He's still good at it. He can still move for his size.
Look, the only thing he do is run you over. And
he has underrated quickness, I think, in my opinion, and flatline speed.
And he make you do the Michael Jackson spin move.
Oh, it's not. I forgot they could see. Dang, I done lost everything I was doing.
We'll get there.
The DMs.
Okay, there we go.
DMs.
Yeah, because you said them to me. There you go. All right, top underrated players in the NFL.
Blow her up, son, then, please.
Can we add some people?
Yeah, you can add some people. But do you
get my guy Jarvis Landry?
Do you agree with this list?
Get my man Jarvis Landry in there.
I don't think he's underrated.
I think he's pretty underrated.
I don't
think he's underrated. I think respect him.
He's respected as a number one receiver. He's underrated.
To be honest, I don't think Matt Stafford underrated. He still put up numbers.
He puts up numbers, but he underperforms. That's
right.
the difference. But
that's the problem. He underperforms.
Can we take turns and pick the three players out of there that we think are underrated ourselves?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you go ahead and go, Ron. You were already going.
Matt Stafford I can't see the one beside him. I can't see that.
That's Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett and the one at the end on that one at the
Chuck
top.
Clark.
Chuck
Yeah.
Clark.
Don't mind 3.
Okay. Can I give my 3?
Yeah,
ahead.
go for it.
All right. I'm gonna say Devontae Parker is one of my 3.
Mhm.
I think Miles Jack is underrated, and Matthew Judon.
All right. I'm gonna say Tyler Lockett, Devontae Parker, and I'm gonna go with Matthew Judon.
I could have just gave you my list.
What? What's that?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go both receivers, and I'm gonna go with. I was gonna say Chuck Clark, but I feel like he only has shown a little bit so far. He hasn't had a lot of time to really. He's just had 1 year for the most part, really, to make an impact. So I got to see a little more from him before I call him completely underrated. I'll go Miles Jack. I mean, I feel like he's more forgotten than underrated, just because of injuries
Could
and
be.
like getting in trouble on the field and
Yeah.
being suspended. So,
No.
yeah, I'll go the receivers and Miles Jack.
Ethan, read the comments, please.
Let's see. Marcus said Devontae Parker, Aaron Jones, Dallas Goddard.
Yes. Shout out to Marcus for giving the Eagles some credit. Shout out to Marcus.
I feel like Goddard's been getting love though.
Yuri said Will Disley, Chuck Clark, and Miles Jack.
I think Will Disley falls with the Clark category of I haven't seen enough from him yet to really consider him underrated.
What do you say, Dennis?
I'm definitely gonna go with Devontae Parker. I'm gonna go with Matt Judon on that one too, and I'm gonna go Miles Jack. Oh, those are the 3 I'm gonna go with. But if I was to add a player that I thought was real underrated, I would probably say, and I've been hounding a lot, so I'll probably say the Zadarius Smith.
Okay.
I feel as those underrated.
TC said Lockett, Goddard, and Parker.
All right.
Oh my gosh, me and TC agreed on 2 of them.
TC said Goddard is a beast. He said Disley coming off a very tough injury. He said, let's see how he bounces back.
Dennis, go to the next one, please.
Let's do it. This is who they think that the top 10 players are going into next season. All right? This is
top 10
This is
players.
interesting. I really like some of them.
But some of them I don't.
There's 2 that I don't think, based off of last year, should be on this list.
Well, I mean,
I'm very happy they put.
Let's wait. Hold on. Let's go by one. Since you were talking first, Ethan, let's hear yours.
All right. I know TC's gonna roast me here, but I'm gonna say my 2 that I don't think should be ranked where they are Stephon Gilmore and Khalil Mack. I don't think they neither one of them. I don't think had a big head at that the top 10 year last year.
Okay, now here's my thing on that. Stephon Gilmore was Defensive Player of the Year.
He shouldn't have been.
Whether y'all say,
no.
Listen,
I wouldn't say
he earned it or not. He was Defensive Player of the Year. Now, do I think Tre'Davious White earned it over him? I do agree with y'all on that. But he was Defensive Player of the Year. And if you're Defensive Player of the Year, you got to be top 10. That's just
I told you TC was going to say something. He said Gilmore's the best in the league. No.
The best player in the league.
That's why John Brown smoked him last year.
Right.
Ron Lennox, who you got, Ron Lennox?
I'm with the same, and it's not even on some Homer stuff.
Thank you.
I mean, like I just said, and TC and them and all the Patriot fans, whatever, they can say what they want to say, but I mean, bottom line is, yes, Stephon got Defensive Player of the Year, but that's going to happen. I mean, he plays for the Patriots,
right?
You know, it's not just if it was based just on skill.
I don't know. No, wait, hold on, wait. I don't know the Patriots are getting the Defensive Player of the Year. Now maybe
Well, you're saying if it comes down to a popularity contest between the Bills and the Patriots, it's gonna be the Patriots.
Yes.
That's what he's saying. But bottom line, CTC's calling me a homer. He said we're not supposed to be homers. I'm not being a homer on that pick.
No.
I just don't think. Gilmore wasn't the best cornerback in the league last year.
Okay, so what? Ryan Thomas?
I never see Khalil Mack. He did not show up in games last year.
Okay.
He did. Because it like they put 2 offensive linemen on him, and that's it. He got lost.
All right. Well, that's when you're getting blocked by 2 people.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that, but
they got to dedicate more than when they got to dedicate. 2/5 of their offensive line to you. This man's saying something.
But you could say that, yeah. But
Pylon the Pylon podcast. What you got?
I'm not mad at the top 4 at all. The only person I might be a little crazy. I don't know. If Travis Kelce isn't in the top 10, I don't think George Kittle should be either, because I don't think they're really far apart at all. To be honest with you, I don't think George Kittle would be top 10 anyways. But I would probably substitute him out. I'd put Tre'Davious White in. I think Quentin Nelson will move up pretty far for me. He'd probably go where Kittle is right now. And Tre'Davious White would go right around where Gilmore is, either above him, below. It doesn't really matter. They can interchange. I think they're 1A and 1B based off of last year.
I could agree with that.
Michael Thomas, I can agree with it just for the fact of what he just did recently, breaking records and all that. But I think that top receiver, all those top receivers are very close, so it's hard to have one in there and none of the others. So maybe I would put DeAndre Hopkins for now in for Khalil Mack at that point.
I have a question. I have a question from the comments. Maybe in that Khalil Mack spot, should one of the Watts or Bosa's been in there?
Not the Bosa's.
No.
TJ Watt, I was thinking about. I would have him in there over Khalil Mack, though. But I wouldn't have either of them in there, I don't think, just based off who I have in there now.
All right. All right. Well, let's read the comments. Get the comments together while I go to the next one.
Well, a lot of them are. He's TC is.
No, just read them. Just read them.
All right. Where do I start? Gilmore is the best in the league. CC said. Donovan said McCaffrey is number 2 on this list. Okay. Kellen says Trey White not on this list. This ish crazy. Yuri says Derrick Henry should be on this list. Quentin Nelson and Khalil Mack. CC said he won the award. Get over it. Says he's the number 1 DB in football. He keeps saying that. All right. Kellen said the Bills made him a made man. Ricky Bobby says I hate the Patriots, but Gilmore's a beast. Marcus said I would move Aaron Donald down. Donovan said Mahomes, McCaffrey, Wilson, Jackson, Kelce, Gilmore, Donald, Nelson, Zeke, and Bosa. I'm not sure which Bosa.
Got to be Nick. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, probably.
Probably Nick, yeah. Ramona said no Watts, no Bosas.
No. Next.
Marcus said Hopkins is going to have a great year. Donovan said yes. Probably talking about. Oh yeah, when they were asking about Bosa's, he says he thinks Bosa's at 10. Question. Thomas has a question. Question for you guys. What about Julio Jones?
No. Next.
What about Yuri says no Myles Garrett. No.
No. Next.
Quentin Nelson is hands down the best lineman.
Yes.
Is there an award for swinging helmets?
Yeah, that's why I can't have my top 2.
I can't. So Marcus said he does not think Christian McCaffrey will have a great year.
What?
Okay.
What?
Based on what?
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, right. That's what he gets for being crazy.
Ramona said White didn't give up a TD. Kellen said no. TC said, and didn't win Defensive Player of the Year. TC says, so what's your point? Ramona says suspended 7 games. Ramona said it's a crazy list. Yuri said, oh, right.
That's what he
That's
gets for
what
being
you
crazy.
being crazy. Kellen said, Trey White, Trey White, Trey White, Trey White.
Sing it, Kellen.
All right,
Kellen's
moving
singing
on
it for the
to
culture.
the 2020 NFL team tiers, as put together by NFL insider Jason LaConfora.
Jason
I said that
Lockenford.
name right.
Yeah.
So number one list is the contenders. We got Kansas City. Everybody think that they're going to repeat. San Francisco. A lot of people think that San Francisco is going to take back over the NFC. We also got the Saints as a contender. You know,
Nope.
people think Drew Brees will come back and re-swing that team. The Baltimore Ravens. People believe that the Ravens got enough to win it this season. The Steelers. People believe that Big Ben coming back, that the Steelers will have a great chance of being in the Super Bowl. And the Tampa Brady Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Brady, I like that.
Tampa Brady.
Tampa. Okay,
Brady,
yeah, my bad.
Buccaneers.
Tampa Brady Buccaneers.
They people believe that they are loaded enough to win.
Oh no, Dennis's team is on here.
Can we talk about Tom Brady being Tom Brady on the golf course? Did that like Chuck called him out, and did you see that shot he made?
I saw that.
That's vintage Tom Brady. Vintage.
Don't call him out.
It's insane.
Did anybody hear what Tom Brady said on the golf course?
He said,
You
"Shut
want
up,
me to
Chuck."
do it?
That was a comedy show. That thing was a comedy show between him and
They
Peyton
was
Manning.
like, you know, Tiger Woods got on those Falcons colors. It's not the Falcons that I'm worried about. It's the Eagles that I still cringe over. Speaking of the Eagles, Eagles are listed as a contender for the Super Bowl.
No.
After everybody said we just drafted a quarterback in the second round.
No.
Shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles for doing
this.
I still gotta know who made this list.
How are
Jason
we
LaConfora,
contenders?
it says that right there.
Jason LaConfora.
How are we contenders, but not the Titans?
Right.
Or the Cowboys.
The last team, hold on. The last team to be a contender is.
You took it away.
Yeah, it left. This is what you got to go through nowadays. Last team to be a contender is the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh yeah, it's the picture is kind of hazy. There's not much you can do about that, Yuri.
Yeah, if I gotta move it up a little bit. But like I said, that's what a lot of people believe. The best of the rest, you know, they got the Cowboys, they got the Arizona Cardinals who loaded their offense up. They got the San Diego Chargers, who they believe that Justin Herbert will lead them to the way. They also have the Denver Broncos. They have the Indianapolis Colts. They have the Buffalo Bills here.
Dennis?
The Green Bay Packers and the Tennessee Titans, along with the Minnesota Vikings, which I don't know how Minnesota is there.
Dennis?
Yes.
I don't know how Green Bay is there, and they did not get no wide receiver in the draft.
No, but they did get one in free agency that they believe got
That's the thing. If they had done a better draft, they probably would be in the contenders.
Right.
Well, I don't think drafting a receiver makes or breaks their contender.
And
I don't think so. They have decent receivers right now. They have Devontae Adams still too. So
I would move Tampa Bay down because not that be real. I can't stand Tampa Bay.
There you go. Talk your ish.
I can't stand Tampa Bay.
There you go.
Brady was a landslide of his career. So
look, I think I understand why they have them in there as a contender. You know, the Tampa Brady's. But listen, and this year especially makes it even harder because I mean, when do OTAs and stuff usually start?
OTAs
Okay.
started. They'd have been going on right now, honestly.
Okay, so how much interaction has that
Well,
team
thankfully,
actually had?
Well, Tom Brady.
Thankfully, they've opened up a lot of them.
Well,
Now,
I
so.
will say this: Tom Brady had been practicing with his wide receivers.
So has Josh Allen.
Right.
Right.
Everybody has.
So,
and that's okay, but they're still that you still got to be, and this includes Allen and them. You know, they've got to be, with that team to build that
right.
cohesiveness.
Mm-hmm. That
You know what I mean? That's
as
only
Kellen
thing.
would say, that culture.
Yes. Yeah.
And I mean, I just don't think Tom. I mean, the Bucks would do it in 1 year.
Well, we will see. They
might.
do have
They might.
do have the quarterback for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I can say. They do
I will
have the
say
guy.
this. I will say this. Do you think he still got that arm talent?
We will find out.
Even if he don't, I think the Bucks.
I think he got the brains to do it. I've seen a guy win the championship on brains and lost all his talent.
Who is the Bucks head coach?
Bruce
Arians.
Bruce Arians.
Okay, enough said.
All right, I agree with you on that one. Ethan, could you wait? Where's is Pylon still here?
Yeah, he's on mute.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, okay.
I think Bruce Arians is a good coach, and he's a QB guy, so I mean, him and Tom Brady might work really well together.
And Seattle.
Yeah, because you still got Russell Wilson. I mean,
long as they got Russell, last name Wilson.
Oh, Jericho.
I would just switch Titans and Eagles. That's it.
It's not Russell's fault that his coach doesn't choose to run the ball.
An Eagles fan saying that? Wow.
Yeah, I
think there's no way I could put them in there.
As long as he's down on us, we'll go back to the Super Bowl. So I'm not going.
All right, let me read some of these. Let me read all.
He starts to get high on us.
There's a lot of comments out on this one.
Okay.
Deborah says, "Move the Steelers down. Come on, move the Steelers down. Come on, man."
Marcus
says the
Betts, put your
Marcus,
seatbelt on.
you're up.
I'm up too, baby. That's my guy.
Lions said, or Dalton said Lions should be on the bottom. Yuri said the Steelers are not a Super Bowl contender. Tyler Bass said trade Eagles with the Colts.
Wait, who?
Said, trade
Tyler
Eagles
Bass.
with the Colts.
Tyler Bass?
Yeah.
Colts aren't going to win
I don't
with their
know
QB
if that's I thought the same thing you did, Ron. I don't know yet.
Their defense, I don't think they have a Super Bowl defense at the Colts.
Ramona said so much hate. Then Tyler said trade Packers with the Steelers.
Shout out to Tyler Bass.
Yeah, ask Tyler what his job is.
Is that
that's what I don't know. I don't know.
That's what I was wondering.
You know what, Dennis? I am so tired of Dallas trying to get new toys.
All right.
Hold on.
Let me finish the comments because there's a ton of them. Kellen says hashtag Allentown, hashtag Bills Mafia, hashtag Buffalo Kids, Rise Up Family. Dalton says Steelers should be on contenders. Ramona said 8-8 with a third string QB. If Ben was if Ben is 75%, we are better. Kellen said, please like and share the show. Thank you, Rise Up Family. Donovan said he's swapping Pittsburgh and Tampa with Dallas and Green Bay. Marcus said trash list. Deborah said move Tampa way down for crying out loud.
I don't see why though.
Dalton said Saints may be on contenders. Sean Payton is not getting the job done, so he better do something. Tyler said they're sleeping on the Colts. Ramona said I don't even see Dallas. What in the world? Ramona said, or Yuri said, the Broncos should be in the third tier. They're doing a nice job, but they still need to do work. TC said the list is trash. Green Bay said, Donovan said the Green Bay was in the NFC Championship for crying out loud. Yuri said, I'm moving the Jets up too. Oh, of course you are, Yuri. Marcus said Dallas is definitely contenders. McCarthy's going to change life and CeeDee Lamb is going to go off. Donovan said they should be contenders. Donovan said he agrees, TC. Ramona says that Dallas defense will be formidable. Dalton says move the Buccaneers way down. Deborah said, did I miss something? Where are the Falcons? Are they on the laughable list?
You're like your quarterback.
Next, TC said that Jason Lockenfora is a bozo. Tyler said Peyton Manning won with the Broncos. I could see Brady winning with the Bucks.
That's what I said.
Yuri said, Kellen said, is a Zoom open? Yuri
I got it. Yuri says the Eagles are.
I got it too. I stopped for a minute because that was a question.
Yuri said is the Eagles nice? The Eagles are nice, but they're not a contenders. Second or third tier. Tyler Bass said the Titans won't even win the AFC South. Marcus said the Eagles over the Cowboys. Come on, man. Tyler Bass said healthy coach team wins that division. Marcus said y'all need to let me in the Zoom. Kellen said please like and share the show. Yuri said agree with Marcus. The Cowboys are ready to contend. Ramona said different conferences. LOL. TC said only problem is Cleveland and Baltimore got better. Ramona. With the way that the new playoffs are going to go, I believe we have every chance depending on Ben's health. We saw how well they helped Cleveland last year, and the new head coach helps us for sure. Dalton said, I think that the Steelers will do good with Big Ben. Just need to stay healthy, but they got to get defense. I think they got a good defense. I think that's what Kellen Lane says, sad player. All right. Hold on. We had a special guest in the building, Mr. Monday Night Madness himself, Andre the Torch Robinson. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. I just want to first and foremost say that I called this Jamal Adams to the Dallas Cowboys months ago. I think we all remember. I said that Jamal Adams should go to Dallas months ago, even when before the draft took place.
Yeah.
I was saying that he definitely should have went to Dallas. That would have been a great move for Dallas. Maybe it happens now. Maybe you don't need the Matthew Stafford trade to get Jamal Adams. I mean, hey, regardless of the fact, it was called out by Rise Up Family, and I think we was probably one of the first.
And with that, Dennis, give us the breakdown of what you think could happen.
Here's the Ignorant Thinker podcast version of what could happen and how the Dallas Cowboys could get Jamal Adams. Because, see, as we've been talking about this for months and months, and Marcus best knows, so put your seatbelt on. You're having a hard time Dakota Prescott. You're having a hard time doing it. But you went and you paid the Red Rifle his money. So you got faith in it. So you go ahead and you make the trade. And you trade the Jets and get you Jamal Adams for Dakota Prescott. And they'll send you Sam Darnold.
And Dakota moves to Jersey.
They'll send you Sam Darnold. And that way, now you got you a top safety.
Wow.
And you ain't got to worry about paying Dakota because the Jets going to pay him. That'll be the best quarterback they had in 20 years. So I think everybody wins evenly on this. And yes, this is coming from the ignorant thinker himself.
So can we ask you a question?
Yes.
You think that the Jets is giving away Sam Darnold, who was a first round drafted?
Yeah, he's still seeing ghosts and they can't complete the game.
I was going to say, Andre, even if they are, who's he going to call?
Ghostbusters.
Calling somebody. I don't know. I don't know if the Jets doing
Better
that.
call your mama.
I just think it. Let's be honest. Do you trust That. I
Do I
mean,
trust,
trying to
do I
win the
trust
big
that? I trust that.
win the game on the line.
I trust Dak when the game on the line. As a
Mm.
matter of fact, let's talk about something that we don't talk about. Let's talk about his playoff performances.
Let's talk about
He's 1-2 in the playoffs,
it. Mm-hmm.
but in all 3 games he came to play.
Mm-hmm.
But his defense ain't show up in all 3 of those games.
Mm-hmm.
But he, he hasn't lost by double digits. He lost to the LA Rams. It was 22-30 when he lost to the LA Rams.
Mm-hmm.
He was down against the Green Bay Packers in his first ever playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
He made a miraculous comeback, but only to lose to an Aaron Rodgers pass along the sidelines that led to a field goal kick.
And that was him as
Which
a
was
rookie.
a 31-34 loss.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is when it comes time for Dak Prescott to show up, he shows up. Where's the rest of the team that needs to show up as well?
Yeah, like I said, that was his rookie year.
Sir, I need you to sell the whole entire truth on Dakota Prescott if you won't sell it.
That
First and foremost, Dakota Prescott shows up late in those big games. He doesn't show up to begin those big games, which is the problem.
Okay,
that's the problem.
But at least he showed up.
Hey,
Wait a
He
minute,
showed up in the third and fourth quarter.
Can I ask an important question?
yeah.
Does that mean, are you telling me that Dakota Prescott has to put out fires that he starts?
Ooh.
Absolutely, he
and
does.
there's the man.
This is what I'm saying.
And I'm glad
What I'm
Marcus
saying
Betts just came in.
is when your
That was
defense
perfect timing.
when your defense is showing up, you're going to have to go out there and make plays. And he goes out there and he makes plays. Yo, I gotta stop listening.
Now
I
you
can't look at the
about
chat no more.
we're talking about putting out fires that we're talking about putting out fires that were started. Is that what you're saying,
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Marcus, we don't want no fandom. We don't want no fandom.
No fandom.
Marcus, stay out of your feelings.
I'm not in my feelings.
I'm just saying, bro.
Hey, Ronald Enid. Ronald Enid,
What's up?
You see the T-shirt? You see that T-shirt?
So we're on that.
We're on the network. We're on the network.
Excuse me, sir. It looks like somebody humping your feelings. That's what it is.
You know we're on the network. Come on now.
We are on the network. Hang on.
That wasn't exactly.
First off, that comparison is asinine because you're using the argument that I used for Josh Allen.
Yeah, that's why I did it. I was just, I seen an opportunity. I was like, hey,
let's not forget. A 4th round pick was the offensive rookie of the year. First off,
preach.
A 4th round pick was the offensive rookie of the year. Don't forget that. So,
what do that have to do?
My issue is that, like I've been telling y'all for weeks, I have no issue with Dak Prescott getting paid. I have no issue with him getting paid. The issue with me, and I will reiterate this again and again and again, is what he's asking for. When I surround you with this type of talent, if I give you $45 million in any of those years, they're saying that he wants $45 million for that 5th year. Now I'm having to miss out on somebody. Even what you're asking for now, I couldn't pay Byron Jones or Robert Quinn, guys who were major contributors to my team last year. And that's right, he deserves to be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. My issue is him wanting to be the highest paid quarterback in the league. That's my issue. Right. You're not Patrick Mahomes. You're not Russell Wilson. You're not Lamar Jackson. You're not Deshaun Watson. You're not. Somebody's microphone is on. And like I had said earlier, and again, Marcus, I just put that out there just to poke at you. I know. Usually it's you getting me. I seen an opportunity. What can I say?
Equal opportunity.
But my problem is this: with the one thing that gave me a problem with all of a sudden him saying, "Oh well, I need $45 million for my 5th year," like. you sat there and you made the statement, how can I support my family on $34 million?
He never said that. He never said, how can I support my family? He's just looking at here's the bottom line. And some of these teams aren't going to want to admit this. The Rams made a mistake.
It did.
And from what Philadelphia is doing what they just did in the draft, I think they're saying with the drafting of Jalen Hurts is, I don't know about this guy. Because me and Dennis, we were just talking about this the other day. You tell me another team that has a 27-year-old starter that they just paid last year, and then they come back in the draft in the second round and draft the quarterback. You tell me another team in NFL history that's ever done that. I've never seen that.
Hey, where'd he go?
I'm right here.
Can I say something real quick on the Jamal Adams thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm glad to see finally, because I haven't seen this either, somebody who has been on the Cowboys, Jamal Adams, going there, full train thing. I'm glad to see somebody else has been saying this too, because when at the draft night, when I'm an LSU fan, big Jamal Adams fan, I was saying to my Jets friend, because I'm from New York as well, that he was asking me if he could be a franchise player, and I said, if he doesn't play for the Jets his whole career, then the only other team I see him leaving for would be the Cowboys, because he's a big Texas guy. He's from Carrollton. He went to Hebron High School. He's a big Texas pride guy. He's always talked about it with other LSU players. So I always thought that would be the only other place he would play once the Jets drafted him. So I'm glad to see other people notice that as well.
That's the other thing that I try to get you guys to understand. Do not underestimate the significance of playing at home. Don't ever underestimate that.
I mean, like
Earl,
I said, LSU,
do y'all remember what Earl Thomas said to Jason Garrett whenever they ran off the field?
It never happened. That never happened.
He said, "Come get me."
Y'all had the money to get him. Y'all didn't get him, so it never happened.
I'm just saying though, Earl Thomas wanted to come and play with the Cowboys. As a guy who lives in Texas, okay, let me tell people in Texas is football. I keep trying to tell you.
Football pride is very real.
We don't have enough time to go through that.
Dennis, can I ask him one question real quick?
Yes, you can. You can ask him a question.
Marcus Betts, while you on FCC Airways, I want you to
Any On Point Network.
Any On Point Network.
Absolutely. Yeah, shout out to the On Point Network. I want you to admit right now that Dak Prescott has games where he starts slow. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Admit it. Thank you. That's all I wanted you to admit. So you agree with me on that.
I think all quarterbacks.
No, I'm just saying you agree with me.
I do agree with you. Listen, okay. Dennis Holmes. He gives Dak Prescott more love than I do.
He does. I gotta admit that.
Yeah.
Actually, me and Jared, who are both Eagles.
Yeah, I've been a Dak.
We are real big Dak Prescott guys. So
when he basically single-handedly beat LSU in college, I was a Dak guy. Honestly, I respected him so much after that.
I don't just look at what you did. Look, Tim Tebow.
No, I'm saying that's where my fanhood for him started. Dak. That's all.
He was nice at Mississippi State.
He was.
State be putting out.
He would beat other SEC teams by himself. It was crazy.
I like Dak Prescott. I think he's a hell of a leader. I think he's a very humble guy. I think he's very talented. But of all of those quarterbacks, of Jared Goff and Carson Wentz, this guy got more. He walked into more help than any of those guys. He did. Like Jared Goff, those first couple of years when Jeff Fisher was still the coach, and let's take it with a grain of salt.
1 year, Jeff Fisher.
Jeff Fisher.
He had 1 year, Jeff Fisher.
Huh?
He had 1 year, Jeff Fisher. That's it.
Man, 1 year, Jeff
Fisher. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. He had a half a season of Jeff Fisher. They fired him in the middle of the season.
A half a season of Jeff Fisher, it will nearly ruin your career. There are some coaches that are career ruiners.
Right, and I understand that. But I got to read these comments. I got to keep the people engaged. Let me read these comments. I think last year was a huge learning curve. Dalton said good. Dalton said I meant to say good defense, Dennis Holmes. Uh, Kellen said Dennis Holmes, I said more than that, but okay. Marcus said OMG, let me in the Zoom. Yuri said Jamal Adams to the 49ers. Yuri said I'm begging. Okay. Lauren, no, I'm fault. This is Ricky Bobby. Ricky Bobby, I will never sleep on Big Ben, Tom Brady, or Drew Brees. Wentz is overrated. Oh Lord. Dak is solid. Mahomes is the future. A lot of QBs on the way out. Steelers are ranked fifth in defense last season. We shall see how they play this year when they don't have to be on the field as much. Ricky Bobby said going to be several teams slept on this year. TC said, how with the noodle arm glued on the elbow? Uh, Donovan said, I do trust Dak. Ramona said, we will see. Our season does depend on Ben, and I am well aware of that. Yuri said, and the rest of the offense. TC said, waiting on Cam Newton to sign. He coming to your team, too. Just let you know that, all right? Ramona, I didn't just start watching football a year and a half ago. Deborah said the Steelers won't get past the Ravens. They improved a great deal over the offseason, and the Steelers didn't do much improving. Tom said he not worth $40 million a year. Yuri, watch a few more seasons before you try to teach anyone anything. Ricky Bobby said, I don't know who's going to grab Cam. Ramona said, okay. Yuri said Dakota Prescott is going to get paid. It's going to happen before the season starts. TC said Dak is going to get his money. Donovan said, what QB doesn't put out fires that they start?
That's true.
Deborah said the Redskins going to grab Cam. Ramona said, who would that be, Donovan? TC said, I've got good intel with Cam and Rivera has zero interest. I don't know about your intel all the time, but on draft night, your intel was on point.
He hit everything.
Yeah, it was.
He was batting 1,000 during the draft.
He was
Yeah.
he was
How much?
batting
All right,
1,000
let's keep
before
going.
the
Let's keep
season.
let's keep going. We got more comments.
175 million or something. Donovan said there's tons of them QBs that has to come back. Prime example, Brady has done it all the time with help and refs. TC said allegedly. Deborah said, I hope that the Cowboys give him all the money that he don't make the Super Bowl. Tom said Carson Wentz is better than Dak Prescott. Ricky Bobby said, I'm confused, LOL. Ramona said, yeah, very, very, very. Donovan said, how many times has Tom Brady has had a crappy first half and has came back and won a game? Ramona said, a few calls going your way helps out a bunch. TC said he's a sellout. Donovan said, a few, you better try a boatload. Ricky Bobby said, who is Tom Brady for $500?
Somebody check your microphone.
Never got those calls.
Jared, I think your microphone, Jared.
Donovan said exactly. Deborah said the 49ers scared Dre TC. Oh. I don't know.
The professionals on fire tonight.
Ramona said we had a lot of bad calls that turned out to be BS calls. Where we at? DC said no excuses in football, Ramona. Donovan said many quarterbacks have started off slow in playoff games. Lance said he's a bum. Ricky Bobby said, but the scandals, especially in New England. TC said we live in a scandal. Still got the rings. Well, of course you would say that, TC. Your team has had the advantage of all the calls numerous times. TC said, got to take the bitter with the sweet, Ramona. The pack is whack. Hey, Miss Dunlap. Donovan said the problem with the Cowboy fans is they pick and choose when they want to blame Prescott. Let me ask the Cowboy fans this: if Garrett was still there, would you be trashing Dak Prescott as much as y'all? All right, I can't see the rest of it. That's the problem.
Yeah, I said as much as y'all do.
Y'all do. Okay, all
Let
right.
Ted in.
And said Skull Nation.
I can answer that. I can answer that.
Well, let him finish the comments.
The Patriots 6-5 in Super Bowls. Steelers 6-2. We have as many rings. Deborah says she's waving back. TC said we've done more. We've done more. It's like prime night. It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. All right.
Let me. I want to answer that with the blaming Dak Prescott.
All right. Well, you don't take all day. We
I
ain't got
have
much time.
Let Marcus. Let's keep it. Marcus, keep it short because we got more topics.
I've always said that Jason Garrett was a trash coach. I've always said that. That doesn't change anything. If you put Andy Reid or Mike Tomlin or some of these other coaches with the Cowboys roster that they had last year, I assure you they win more than 8 games.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, let me just say this. Ron Thomas, you had a couple questions for us, man. We are now ready for them because we are now in part 2 of Tokyo is Tuesday.
Okay. Do you think the head coach should make a lot of money than the player?
A lot more money than the players.
Certain head coaches, yes, not all of them. Like I believe Bill Belichick deserves, more money. I believe I'm gonna say Andy Reid. I believe Andy Reid deserves a bump in his paycheck because I just believe Andy Reid has been real good all this time, but he's finally got over the hump.
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah.
On that Bill Belichick, making more than the players.
Yeah.
Is there a cheating bonus in there? Just
Because
John Gruden, how you feel about that?
I'm asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
It's just coaches, guys that I see out there that's like actually coaching, coaching really good. I think I would say another one is Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, he did it pretty good, even though he decided to throw the ball on the 1 yard line.
Right.
He's rebounded and he's been doing pretty good.
I got how
and
much.
shout out to TCKC. I got to poke your buttons too, man. That's all that was. Just messing with
got how much a lot of head coaches make on my list right here.
Right, the richest one.
Go ahead with your list.
Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick made $12 million.
Right.
Is Doug Marone on that list by any chance?
Who?
Doug Marone.
It's Doug Marone.
Oh my God.
There's just certain coaches out there. Sean Payton, he's another good coach out there, even though I give him a lot of slack because
no.
what happened with him and everything. But
No.
at the end of the day, I respect it. I give him a lot of slack though, but Sean Payton,
I don't give him nothing.
Mike Tomlin's another guy.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I give Mike Tomlin.
That was a good question. What do you got?
What's the next question?
The players should get in trouble by the NFL for disciplining their children.
You talking about like Adrian Peterson and Tyreek Hill almost got?
Yes.
I'm going to say what I want to say is that it depends on the level. If you're just spanking your kids, I don't think you should get in trouble for that at all. But if you're actually beating them, like physically, like harming them, then that's where I draw the line.
There's a fine line between discipline and abuse. Number one. Number two, if okay, this is going to be a tricky way to say it because I don't want to come off like I condone it because no matter what.
Let's just say it like this from the beginning. I want to let this be known on the On Point Network and FCC Airways. We do not condone child abuse at all.
Absolutely.
At all.
It's unacceptable. But who are we really to say, we being the NFL, what is acceptable and what's not? It's no matter what, child abuse is not right and it should not happen.
Right.
What?
But if it's
have
just
to understand what
some
people
think that. Right. Let him finish. Go ahead, Ryan.
I was just saying, like, there's a fine line between, like I've had people think that my methods were wrong, and mine was just standing my kids in a corner, and that was just the worst thing ever. Like, so there's a broad aspect as to what is considered, called for or uncalled for.
That's exactly the point that I was trying to make, was that what like they always say, one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. What one person thinks is bad, that works for somebody else. Everybody has different parenting methods. When you're leaving bruises on your kids,
yes,
leaving gashes and scratches on them and stuff like that, I think. But there's some people, they think that just spanking the kids' hands is abuse. They think that spanking them on the butt is abuse. So I mean, it's very broad, but
it's broad. But
Yeah, I mean,
again, if you're coming down to like you said, if they're actually leaving marks, or if they're cutting them or doing stupid stuff like that, that's obvious.
Yes.
I think in terms of like what you're saying with like suspension, whatever, and you're saying like who are we in terms of the NFL to say? Technically, the NFL is a business, and they have the right to protect, their image whichever way they see fit. So whatever they decide is enough, is too much, is what it is for their image in terms of, all that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think. Go ahead.
Do you want me to read some comments?
Yeah.
Catch up on the comments. All right. Ramona, talking to TC, said that they lost 5 to the Steelers 2 Super Bowls. Lance said it used to be a good neighborhood. Ramona said to get there and lose, sad. It's heartbreaking, actually. Ricky Bobby said the same amount of wins with better winning percentage. TC said it's a part of the game. Opportunity is everything. Ramona said some are not very good at math. TC said gotta have opportunity, Ramona. That's where the Steelers fall short. Ramona laughed when Roninick said the cheating bonus. Ricky Bobby said, "Is there a Phil bounty bonus too?" TC said, "If you ain't cheating, you ain't playing the game." Kellen said, "Please like and share the show." Lance Hagan says 28-3. TC said, "Period." Lance Hagan says 28-3. He says it again. Ramona said, "I'm glad my team doesn't have that stigma." TC said, "Bill's the GM, head coach, and defensive coordinator. He deserves 12. Is Rex Ryan on the list?" Kellen says. No, we don't know. He's not on that list, Kellen. Tyler says, "Spare the rod, spoil the child." Kellen said, "Please like and share the show." Deborah says she did. Ramona says, "Dennis, back to sports. Come on."
Okay.
Hold on, let me finish the topic.
TC said, "Amen, Ramona." Kellen says, "I know, but that's my job to tell people to like and share the show." Lance says a question, "Where is Ray Caruth?" Ramona said, "When did this become TODT live?" Deborah says, "All these bad kids deserve a good butt whooping." Kellen says he's home in Charlotte. You're right, Ramona. I wasn't sure how to do that.
All right. That was everything?
That everything?
Yeah, that's everything.
My next question. What team will make it to the playoffs that did not make it last year? Go, Marcus.
Dallas. It's gonna be Dallas. Dallas should have made the playoffs last year. Dallas will make the playoffs. I got another one for you. Ready?
Yeah.
The Arizona Cardinals, they will be in the playoffs next year.
They still don't have an offensive line, Marcus.
I got one for you.
I think Kyler Murray makes up a lot. He makes it. You're right. You're right, George. But Kyler Murray makes up for a lot of. He's a good eraser. You know what I'm saying? He's the kind of person that can make. Kyler Murray's a lot like Deshaun Watson, where he even though they have a terrible line, he's just one of them kind of people that can make things happen.
All right, sorry about that, guys.
There's a great possibility that every team in the NFC West can make the playoffs this year with the 7-team format, except for the Rams, I think. I think the Rams are the only team that won't make it.
I think the Rams have a better Cardinals.
I think the Buccaneers break the streak.
I do agree with you on that.
I think Atlanta will make it.
Maybe my internet's been in and out. Maybe somebody said it, but I'm thinking, as much as it pains me to say it, that Miami.
I'm not gonna
just only one team. I think only one. If Miami makes it, Ethan, you better hope Miami doesn't make it, because I think only one team comes out of the AFC East. If Miami makes
I was saying
the playoffs,
that if they do, it'll be in the wild card because we're winning the division.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that two teams will come out of the AFC East. I think if the Miami Dolphins make the playoffs, that means that the Buffalo Bills did. So you might want to be careful what you wish for.
What veteran quarterback will make the biggest impact for that new team?
Tom Brady.
I'm gonna be the as Dennis's podcast is called, the ignorant thinker. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna say the guy. Now I'm drawing a blank. Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers.
I'm gonna say Lil Kim.
You want to have some more fun with it too? Why not be? Why not keep it going? Why not Andy Dalton? Because he probably will be starting.
I was thinking the same thing.
George, comments like that. That's how people end up losing
money.
I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say the same thing. Andy Dalton.
If Dak doesn't sign a contract, Andy Dalton's gonna play. And if Andy Dalton's surrounded with a team, we've seen him go to the playoffs four times in a row.
All right, let me help you guys out real quick.
Hold on, repeat the question.
I'm gonna go with my guy Joe Burrow.
You said veteran quarterback.
Yeah, veteran.
Listen, back to the whole.
It has to be it. Okay.
Yeah.
Dak's franchise tag is $31.5 million. Let's just say $32 million. If he were to sit out, he's losing $2 million a week.
Hey, if I feel like my team don't win, and guess what? I'm gonna sit out.
Okay. Well, if you can afford, that's easy to say when you're not making $2 million a week.
I'm just saying Dak has endorsement deals and everything too. So let's not act like he has money. He has money. I mean, he seems like a responsible person too. I'm pretty sure he saved up some money too. Like I said.
That ain't $2 million. When you make $100,000 on a commercial or selling yogurt, that's not the same as missing out on $2 million. $2 million.
You really think the contract's only $100,000? Do you think he's gonna take money like $100,000 when he feels like he's worth $45 million up in NFL money? Come on, Marcus. You know that's not his contract. Right? You know that's nowhere near.
Yo, why all y'all? No offense, but why y'all hustling backwards? What's better than making money? Making more money.
More money.
What? I don't get that. Like, why y'all think because people make money, they don't want more money? Like, oh, I got some money, so I'm gonna sit on my butt.
To a point, but why? To a point, but why is he not? Why is he not taking these contracts yet? That's what I don't get.
That's because Dak Prescott is a hustler. Have you not? Hold on. Time out. Dak Prescott is a hustler. Do you not know where Dak Prescott come from? I understand where Dak hustle was coming from, even though it may be in vain. Somewhat.
As I say, as much as I understand your hustle thing, but my thing is this: I don't think that Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy's going to put up with this rigmarole much more.
Well,
that's on them. Then he'll go to another team.
You want to know who else is a hustler? Jadeveon Clowney. He's a hustler too.
He's still not paid, yeah.
Davion's not a smart hustler. He's not in a position where you gotta pay me.
You know who else is a hustler? Melvin Gordon was a hustler. Cam Newton's a hustler.
Not a hustler because
Melvin Gordon's not a hustler. All he did was hurt himself.
You keep naming all these players.
That's what Dak is doing.
Dak is not hurting.
Listen. Jerry Jones normally overpays people. When have we ever seen Jerry Jones just not pay somebody? He paid Emmitt Smith. He paid Emmitt Smith. He paid Michael Irvin. He paid all of these players, all these Dallas Cowboys greats. It's just that.
When did wait, hold on. You've been a long time, sir. I'm sorry to disturb you. You've been a long time Dallas Cowboys fan. Did he pay Emmitt Smith immediately, or did Emmitt Smith have to hold out to show what he was worth?
He held out 2 weeks. He sure did.
Okay. Did he pay Ezekiel Elliott immediately, or did y'all have to go give him his money in Cancos in Mexico and all that?
He held out. Yeah.
Okay. So let's just say the same thing will be happening with Dak Prescott.
You realize you just brought up two running backs.
This is a pattern here.
You just brought up two running backs versus a quarterback.
But they ain't never not paid a quarterback. This is the first time they had a quarterback that was of this guy. So I can't say what I want to say because we're on the On Point Network. This is the first time they had this quarterback. That's the only thing I'm gonna say.
Since we're bringing up,
they wouldn't have these problems.
Let me tell you something.
One
at a time.
One at a time.
I asked you this before, and I'm going to ask you again. If Patrick Mahomes played for the Cowboys and the Cowboys won the Super Bowl, you don't think that Jerry Jones would make Patrick Mahomes the highest paid quarterback? Hang on. We've seen Jerry Jones make Ezekiel Elliott the highest paid running back. He made Jalen Smith the highest paid, one of the highest paid linebackers. He made the offensive linemen, all of them were the highest paid at their respective position. Okay? And even this contract here, even with the $36 million right now, Dak Prescott would be the highest paid player in NFL history right now.
Can I say something?
Yes, go for it.
Has Jerry Jones ever paid a quarterback that did not win but just 2 playoff games?
No. No.
So, hey, real quick.
Go ahead. I'll let you go, Chad. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, Devon made a really good point when he was in the chats. The people that you name really are hustlers. Devon, if he unmutes himself, he can tell you. But Sam Bradford, Kirk Cousins,
are hustlers. They real hustlers.
Yeah.
Hey, we on the All Point Network.
We're on that network, Devon.
Wentz
ain't a hustler.
Wentz ain't no hustler. He deserves it. These are people that didn't deserve their money. Truly. But they hustle for it. That's a real hustler because they held out and they gonna hustle for their money.
You know who's about to really get their hustle on? Tre'Davious White.
I said, listen, I said it before and I say it again. The worst thing that the Rams can do is let Tre'Davious White get paid before Jalen Ramsey.
Yep.
That's the
worst. He's gonna be that one that breaks the 20.
You know the worst. Actually, the worst thing that's going on right now is the Dolphins making Byron Jones the highest paid cornerback.
He's not the highest paid.
Not anymore. Not anymore. He's not.
He's not. It's Darius Slay.
He plays Slay.
Darius Slay the highest paid.
Okay, yeah, I forgot the Darius Slay thing, but you just saw Darius Slay and Byron Jones get paid. Jalen Smith is going to be asking for like $23-24 million.
No.
They need to get that done before Trey does.
16.7 a year. His bonuses, I think, go up to that. But he has
Byron Jones is $20 million a year.
No, he's 16.5.
Yeah, the highest paid is Darius Slay at like 16 something.
16.7. So if I'm the Rams, because I can't sign him this year, I give him an extension that next year he'll make 17.5. Because if not, Tre'Davious White will get signed first.
He's gonna break 20. He's gonna be that guy that breaks 20.
Oh yeah.
This is why, and I just want to say this before I go. This is why I said in the comment section earlier today that you guys need to be questioning these organizational moves.
Mm-hmm.
You guys really should be. That should be the top. That should be some of y'all topics. Is why is teams paying Byron Jones $16-17 million when he didn't have one turnover on his resume last year?
Mm-hmm.
You need to be asking those questions. I'm telling you,
And
as
what's the link to that
media
contract?
professionals. Hold on. As media professionals, you guys need to ask those organizational questions. That's all I'm saying.
You know what the link to that contract
part
is?
Part of it too is you got stupid organizations. I mean let's keep it a brick, as my good friend said. Let's keep it a brick.
Yes, sir.
There are some organizations out there that go and they spend money stupidly, and that's why they're always in the basement of Washington Redskins. When you just go out and you just go on a free agency frenzy, and you're just paying these mercenaries all this money. So for long-term success, you have to draft well.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna. I'm just gonna end this off like this. Ron, you got another topic?
Either way to next week.
Before when you wrap it up, I just wanted to read some comments after you do that.
No, read the comments now.
Going back to Ron's question about which teams will make it that didn't make it before. TC said Dallas. Deborah says not the Falcons. Yuri says the Browns. BJ Samuel says not the Falcons. Ricky Bobby says definitely Dallas. Tyler Bass said Colts and Cowboys. Ron, it's not that Tyler Bass.
No, I know. I figured that out.
Dalton Smith said not the Falcons, Lions, and Rams. Ricky Bobby said maybe the Steelers. Thomas said Miami. Dalton says Broncos and Cardinals. Tyler said Murray can't be sacked 48 times to make the playoffs. Dalton said Steelers. Yuri said Browns, Raiders, and maybe, just maybe, the Broncos. TC said Dallas and Cleveland. Cullen puts hashtag Allentown, hashtag Bills Mafia. Yuri says definitely the Bucks. He says, TC said why Miami based off what? Tyler said two teams from the AFC South. Ricky Bobby said Miami maybe. Brady gone. Bills shoot themselves possible. I'm not even gonna go there tonight. Ricky. Donovan said Bridgewater. Ricky Bobby said LOL Dalton. Deborah said Panthers possibly make the playoffs. Panthers? No, I'm gonna leave that one there, but I don't see it. Ricky Bobby said Raiders can possibly sneak in. Devon said Ricky Bobby said, Devon about to cut loose, it looks like. LOL. William Keck said, go Chiefs. William said, Dak ain't worth 5 years, $45 million, and he wants year 5 to be $45 million. Ricky Bobby said, do we have another Chiefs fan?
That's it?
No. Deborah says give Dak that big contract, Cruz. Yuri said if Dak one more playoff appearances led the Cowboys to some kind of championship, I'd extend for 5 right now. I'd have him at a 2 or 3 year contract. William said, excuse me, gentlemen, I thought the elite quarterbacks elevate the player of his receivers. How come he disappears when Cooper is gone or when Zeke is gone?
Probably because he had bad play calling by his head coach.
I'll give the famous, never mind.
Eagles.
Dre said,
I believe you are. I believe you are a closet Cowboys fan.
Not a closet Cowboys fan. I just don't like the way that Dakota's treated.
I told you, he's a closet Bills fan.
Dre said, William facts. Ricky Bobby said, good night. Thank you for the link, Ron. Great show. Go Chiefs. Ramona said, "Great question. What team made the playoffs? What team that made the playoffs last year does not return this year?"
Ooh.
Some people already answered that one.
Ramona's
The
starting
San Francisco 49ers.
I agree with that.
That's an easy answer. That's an
agree.
easy answer. It's the Houston Texans. Period.
No, it's not. Houston gonna make it.
That's a
No,
great.
San
no.
Francisco
The Texans is not
49ers.
making the
All right,
playoffs.
let me finish.
Wait, we can't all go at the same time.
Let me finish.
I'm trying to prove a point tonight. I'm trying to have a panel more than 4 people that can do it. I'm trying to prove a point tonight.
You can do it.
I'm not going with a. I'm not. Okay. Dre said Titans in the chat or in the comments.
Texans.
Yuri said, but you said Titans, bro.
The Titans? No, the Titans going to the playoffs.
No, sir. I said Texans.
I'm looking at it right here.
I erased it. I erased the Titans and put the Texans.
I was about to get there. You didn't let me keep going.
Whatever.
He said 49ers. Thomas said, shout out to you guys. Really good show.
Oh, the Packers too.
He said, not going there tonight, Rashawn. Ramona said, I'm sorry. Yeah, Dre said, I'm sorry, the Texans.
It's season, baby.
William said, but Romo excelled with that same offense. Ricky Bobby said, I don't get the Texans offseason moves myself.
Go ahead.
Deborah said, the Eagles won't make it.
And Ramona said the Texans. And Ramona said the Texans won't be alone. Yuri said
Texans.
Vikings. And Ramona said, why is Sean sideways?
Sideways.
Right. Now listen here. Let me answer
John, stand on your head.
Let me answer William's question. That is he's the Kansas City Chiefs fan. Let me just answer his question. Romo, you said Romo made his players better and did all of that. When it came to the playoffs, Romo has 2 playoff wins.
My God.
I feel as though they about the same. Please don't try to make it seem like Romo was that much better than Dakota Prescott. That's all I'm saying.
Hold on,
Dennis. I got a comment. Can I comment on something real fast?
Wait a minute. Hold on. To say that Romo's not better than Dak Prescott is a slap in the face. Let me take these off. Because you acting crazy. What are you talking about? Romo's not better than Dak Prescott. Is it a running back's job to get you to the playoffs, or is it your quarterback's job? Because I remember when Romo had the helm, Romo put all the numbers up. When Romo was at the helm, it was on Romo to win the game. It wasn't on Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott didn't carry. Ain't no running back ever carried Tony Romo like Ezekiel Elliott carried Dak Prescott. What are you talking about?
Actually,
are you
Sean,
crazy?
hang on.
Hang on. Crazy?
I'm gonna let the other Cowboys fans say it.
Sean. The one time that Tony Romo was in the running for MVP of the league, you know how many yards that DeMarco Murray had that season?
How many?
We led the league in rushing.
1,800 plus yards.
Did he carry Romo? Is my question.
1,800 yards? Yeah.
That's not carrying Romo.
1,800 yards ain't carrying somebody?
What was Romo's or dragging him? One of the two.
Hey, Marcus, it's not the 1,600 is.
Rashawn, hold on.
What was Romo's
stat? Why are y'all trying to rationalize with Rashawn right now, Bree?
Right,
He's trying to recover from the 112 battle last night. He's still trying to recover from the versus battle, Bree. That ain't nothing but Brian and them brother from Jagged Edge trying to argue some Cowboy stuff. Listen, man, if a running back gets you close to 2,000 yards, there's no way you can't say that he didn't have a major part in carrying that team. Not just Romo, but that team.
Listen, what I'm saying
there's no way.
What I'm saying is, you go back to when we went 13-3 with Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, and you'll see one player with all the numbers. You go back to when DeMarco Murray led the league in rushing, and you go look at Romo's numbers. It's completely different, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Marcus, can I ask you a question? Who won Offensive Rookie of the Year that year? Y'all went 13-3.
Prescott did, but did he deserve it?
Yeah, he deserved it.
No, he did not.
He definitely deserved Offensive Rookie of the Year in the NFC. He definitely deserved it. Look at the landscape of who he was competing against. The major person that he was competing against that year was injured for 4 games out of that year. So let's not. It's not. He deserved it then. Is he a franchise? Is he a franchise elite game-changing Hall of Fame quarterback, that is debatable at this point. I don't think so.
It
I
is
don't
very
think so.
debatable.
I don't think so.
But as long as he's better than
the
Mr.
simple
Trubisky,
fact that
though,
we are
I'm gonna
trying
just say
to
that.
see what you're not gonna do is you're not gonna talk about a quarterback that's basically done the same thing that you've done with less talent. So here's the absolute dig on here's the absolute dig on Dak Prescott. Is Dak Prescott worth $34 to $36 million? Absolutely. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind that you should be in the same marketability, financial range as your peers, especially when you throw in Kirk Cousins into that equation, a guy who was known to pad stats by a receiver who took up for him unbeknownst and then bounced to Tampa Bay right afterwards. So absolutely, you are deserving of the peer-to-peer finances. But let's make no mistake about it. Dak Prescott ain't no Tony Romo. Tony Romo can win games by himself with his arm because he makes elite throws. The problem with Tony Romo is the same problem that we have with people like Jimmy G and Mitchell Trubisky. He makes dumb decisions at dumb times, and it cost them games. And that was the end of his legacy. But make no mistake, his arm talent was elite. Point blank, period. I'm done.
You also got to remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, Jason Garrett is the coach too.
Dennis, can I just mention this?
Tony Romo.
Hold on, Marcus. Hold on, let's get it one at a time. Let's let Dre go. Come on, Dre.
Since we talking about arm talent, Ethan, you didn't get to it like Josh Allen couldn't get the 300 yards with all that arm talent. By the way, I just want to put that out. I had to say that.
Demarcus Russell.
Demarcus Russell had a great arm. Demarcus Russell had an awesome arm.
Strongest arm of all time.
You know who else had an awesome arm too? Kyle Bowler. He could throw it 60 yards.
Hey,
Kyle should have been a bowler.
I'm gonna say this right now. Since we have Diggs and now, week 1 he's gonna go out and have 350 against the Jets.
Listen, I understand why
they don't have Jamal Adams.
I understand why people have a problem with Allen not having 300 yards. Okay, I'm going to say this: no excuses. This is his year. If Allen doesn't do what he needs to do, stop making the stupid decisions he makes. Like I don't know, the little pitch to our tight end.
Yeah, that was it. No, Marcus brings that picture up all the time, but that was a dumb
and that's
play.
fine because that was a really dumb play. Like
yeah,
it was.
It was.
But if he can stop doing stuff like that, you also got to remember a lot of these quarterbacks, you know, the ones that everybody considers elite or whatever, or better than him, or that have, you know, better stats than him. They also went to bigger schools and they played better competition, and they threw the ball more. So. I'm telling you, we're going to see the progression that Allen's going to make. I know he's going to make it, and he's got the IQ to stop doing the stupid stuff.
The reason I said the reason I said that was because I'm sick of Marcus saying he doesn't have 300 yards. So I want him to go out week 1. I want him to have over 300 yards, so I don't have to hear that excuse anymore.
All right, wait, Marcus. Marcus. You're going to be all day with that. We ain't got that much time left. You a little long-winded.
Quick's got his hand up. Quick's got his hand up over there.
All right, I got to ask this one question to the whole panel, and I want to go around and get everybody's answer on this, all right? And I'm asking y'all this, and I want y'all to give me your honest answer. Who do y'all feel has a chance to be MVP next season? Come on. Ron Thomas, are you ready for the question or no?
Yes.
All right, who you got?
Russell Wilson.
Okay. Bills Mafia?
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. That was Chadwick George from the Vault.
I'm gonna go out the box a little. Aaron Donald.
Okay. Pylon to Pylon podcast.
If we're just going one name who we think the most, I'm going to say Lamar. He just did it last year. He just got more weapons, and he's only going to get better passing the ball. He still has a lot to improve on throwing outside and all that. So if he can improve on stuff, he can be even better in all aspects.
Okay. Ronald Enix.
It just popped into my head, and I'm going to say that's only because I feel like it's a money year, and he's got something to prove. Tre'Davious White.
Ooh, I can see that.
Marcus Butts.
Rain Dakota Prescott.
Okay. All right. Divine the Professional. You're muted.
Mute.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Tom Brady.
Okay. Hey,
Wow,
I'm ready
okay.
to touch Robinson.
I'm gonna say this only because I've been hearing too much hate today on this guy, and it's a damn shame.
Hey, boo. Go ahead.
But his name is Aaron Rodgers, coming back with a vengeance.
Okay.
I thought you was going to say Ben Roethlisberger.
Sean
You can shake your head
Showtime
again
Jackson.
until we beat y'all in the playoffs again.
Sean Showtime Jackson, who you got?
Oh my god, man! I just be so pissed off every time I hear Aaron Rodgers' name. If he signed,
Such a hater.
I'm going with Prescott.
Okay.
But yet,
I'm
Dakota
going
Prescott.
I'm going with the homer pick, and it's the wild card. I'm going with Miles Sanders.
Oh.
Who?
Miles Sanders.
Worst part is I don't think that's the biggest wild card.
No, I don't think that's actually not a bad. That's actually not a bad pick either. He's a beast.
That's straight up ignorant thinking right there.
Oh, come on, Marcus. That's not that.
I think in
bad,
general
Marcus.
it's kind of wild, but I don't think it's the worst. I think the farthest off would probably be Tre'Davious White, just because a corner will never win MVP.
Or Aaron Donald. I said Aaron Donald might be the farthest off. Definitely say Aaron Donald.
Yuri said either Derrick Henry or Kyler Murray.
Good picks.
So.
I think the worst pick was Aaron Rodgers, hands down.
Yo, you're such a hater on Aaron Rodgers. My quarterback was yours.
Hey, listen. I want a panel where everybody can speak.
But why is he hating on his dad? I don't understand it.
Why you hating on Aaron Rodgers? I don't get it.
Like, I don't get it. He's
I'm not hating. How am I hating on Aaron Rodgers? I'm speaking.
Why are you hating?
I'm speaking facts.
Well,
at the end of the day, I'm gonna
Listen,
expect that Aaron Rodgers was an MVP after statistically one of his worst seasons. I'm supposed to believe that.
Why do y'all keep saying that?
And I'm wrong.
But to say that's the worst is kind of wild.
He is wrong.
Somebody mentioned
he is wrong, though. Hold on, watch this.
One at a time, guys.
Let me finish. And on top of that, the turmoil that he's going through in Green Bay, I don't see him winning no MVP next year. But with Prescott, on the other hand, just had the best season of his career, and is coming back to a better team if he signs. So yes, I think that's kind of like more correct than saying Aaron Rodgers is going to come up and win an MVP.
Hey,
I got one. Okay, y'all done? You done praising him up? First and foremost.
Hold on, Ethan. Let Dre go.
First and foremost, to say that Aaron Rodgers had his worst statistical season is absolutely bogus. Last I checked, throwing for 4,000 yards. Throwing for 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions is his worst statistical season. And you're talking about my quarterback? Yo, name another quarterback for his whole entire career that has a 5-to-1, 6-to-1 touchdown ratio. Last I checked, Aaron Rodgers won every game with his star quarterback, with his star wide receiver sitting on the bench with Walmart receivers, last I checked. Hold on. And to continue, we don't need to go to playoffs, right? Because every year you talk about Aaron Rodgers, it's the same time that we boom, the Cowboys right out the playoffs every damn time. So we want to sit up here and keep hating on Aaron Rodgers because
twice,
what? Exactly.
And
by the way, no, let me finish.
Let him speak.
Let me finish. So he said that they got better defensively, right? Do you not understand that the Green Bay Packers, with those numbers Aaron Rodgers had, and the pass rush, he only had a pass rush last year, went 13-3. Mm-hmm. Boy, are you crazy? If we didn't didn't lose that game to the damn Eagles, we would have been 14-2, home field advantage, probably in the Super Bowl.
Sometimes
none of that explains how he's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, but if you think about it, the whole statement
none of that explains why he's going to win MVP.
The whole statement you made.
The statement was you said Aaron Rodgers was the worst pick out of everybody's pick when it no chance.
What he was saying. So first of all, back up, guys. So first of all, Dre, what Rashawn was saying, despite my extreme disdain for this gentleman over there looking like Lorenz Tate in Minister Society. Despite my extreme disdain for him, what he was saying, if he was articulating it correctly, is that for a 16-game season, these are some of Aaron Rodgers' worst stats throughout his career. It's okay that you have the 25 it's okay that you have the 26 touchdowns and the 4 interceptions. The year before, you had 25 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and y'all went 6-9-1. Correct?
Correct. Yes, because Aaron Rodgers got injured.
Well, no, he played all 16 games in the 2018 season. In the 2017 season, he only had 1,600 yards but he only played 7 games. The other 2 16-game seasons that he has had lackluster stats was the 2015 season where he had 38-21, and the game he sat out the very last game because nobody really plays that game in 2010 where he had 39-22. All of the rest of the games that he had, as it pertains to yardage, he's performed better. All the rest of the years that he's had throughout his tenure in the league, as far as touchdowns that were 16-game seasons or 15 games dropping off, he's performed exponentially better by touchdowns. The only place that he didn't really suffer was interceptions. It was probably one of his one of his better turnover ratio years. However, when I don't have anybody to throw to your point, Dre, which is actually leading to your point, when I don't have anybody to throw to, I'm extra conservative. So although Rashawn has a point about this being one of his better passing years as a passer, the fact of the matter is, one of his worst passing years as a passer, the fact of the matter is what he did with what was surrounding him for roughly about 9 games throughout the season was still rather extraordinary. So although Rashawn has a point, it's still somewhat dismissive if we look at the totality of everything that's being presented with regard to Aaron Rodgers' stats and how heavy his defense dropped off after game 8 throughout the rest of the regular season.
Devon, can I rebuttal that real quick? In 2018,
I agreed with you. Why would you rebut what I just said?
Yeah, I just want to rebuttal 2 things. One, first and foremost, you have to remember that the coaching staff totally changed. They went from Mike McCarthy to Matt LaFleur, who obviously, in Tennessee was a run-oriented offensive coordinator, which is the reason why Aaron Jones shined the way he did last year. It's because of the system last year. That's number one. And number 2, Aaron Rodgers did play injured in 2018. That was the year when Aaron Rodgers beat the Bears on one leg. If we forgot.
He started all 16 games in 2018.
Yes, he did. In 2018, he started all 16 games, but he was injured for the majority of that season. Remember, the reports came out that he played with multiple injuries.
I'm cool with going with that, as long as I said I'm cool with going with that. But just keep in mind, you just opened up a can.
All right, well, listen, hold on.
I'm not even going to expound upon. I'm not even going to expound upon that because I understand.
How did it even get to Dennis?
Dennis, I understand the time crunch that we are on.
Right, so we're on the time crunch.
I am not going to expound upon that, but we will get back there. But Dre, just know.
He did put up 45. He did put up
45. Dre, hold on.
I don't get it. Dre,
we got less than 2 minutes. Dre, we got less than 2 minutes.
We got to stop.
2 minutes.
Be done. Talk Tuesday. We're gonna have to go to a BT uncut version, right? But it's Tuesday. I would like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. As usual, it's been a great show. We had great guests today. Everybody was here from the Alphabet Show to the Monday Night Madness to the Vault to Tom with Sean to TODT, Talk of the Town. Special shout out to Pylon to Pylon, Bills Mafia, and Ronald Enix, and also special shout out to my co-host Ryan Thomas and everybody that tuned in to see us tonight. We love you. All right, and a special shout out to the On Point Network because this is
Absolutely.
what we do, baby. All right, and I'm going to end the show. Great fight, great night.